What is up? What is up, everyone? Oh man, we got everybody waiting in here. Look at that. Coaster Daddy, Coaster Cafe, live stream number 18. Coaster Cafe number 18, I should say. Look at that. Coaster Cafe, Coaster Daddy. Go to Teespring, get it for yourself. All right. Shameless plug, done. Ah, and I've got some good coffee today. Seriously, look how nice that looks. I'm actually really pleased about the quality of the mug and the shirt. So what kind of coffee am I drinking today? Well, I just opened up this new stuff I got. It's actually just a really cheap, like $4 coffee from Aldi. A lot of you guys are probably familiar with the store Aldi's. Um, but it is this. I've had this before in the past. It's this German roasted regular ground coffee, 100% Arabica. Says it's imported from Germany. Robust and creamy. I can say it's really good quality. So it's some of the better like super cheap coffee that I've ever had. So yes, good stuff. Yeah, I love Aldi too. It's the best. Let's see. Hello, everyone. Hello. I see everybody joining in saying hi. My opinion on Folgers. Oh man. Okay, I got a little story about that. And you guys can listen to me talk about this because oh, I'm great. I'm great. I'm glad we're having this discussion about coffee today since this is Coaster Cafe. Some of you guys have some questions. So, do I grind my beans? Um Sometimes it depends. So my wife got me a French press for Valentine's Day last year. And, for that, you have to have coarsely ground coffee. Um, so I do buy whole beans for that and grind them myself. And then, like when I ordered the green glass coffee that I had on the show before from Michigan, I ordered that whole bean as well. So that way I could do some finely ground to use in like the Keurig and then some coarsely ground for the French press. Um, yeah. So yeah, Damo Coaster, they do the same thing here in Ohio as well. So, yep. Yep, they pretty much do the same thing, but that's good though. I'm glad to see they're taking it seriously like that. So, but yes, I grind my own beans for French press, but I mean, I always have plenty of just regular ground coffee on hand, because I typically just use the Keurig. But every now and then I'll do, French press. I actually made French press last night. Um, with the atomic coffee that I've had on here a couple times actually, so it's really good stuff. But anyway, somebody asked what I think of Folgers coffee. Let me tell you about that. So I'm a huge fan of the McCafe, the McDonald's coffee. You buy it in the can at the store, and you can buy a good size container of it, like 24 to 30 ounces of ground coffee for, anywhere from $8, $9. So Dollar General by us has been out of it as, stores have been out of a lot of things. They've been running low on that. And for most of the quarantine, I've been able to manage to get some of my Mitt Cafe. Well, last time, one of the last times I went there, I was getting really low on coffee. Um and they were completely out of the Mitt Cafe. So um I had to get Folgers. I was like, I guess I'll break down and get Folgers. And here's the thing. I remember like drinking Folgers, you know, in the past and I liked it, but more recently it tastes like crap. Like I don't know if it's just because I drink McCafe all the time now, but I do not like the Folgers. I got the Folgers instead of the McCafe. I so disappointed. Honestly, it tastes like dirt. The Folgers coffee tastes like dirt. So, I've been drinking the Folgers coffee. I did have to go to Aldi the other day, so I did get a couple different kinds of decent, cheap coffee. This stuff is actually really good, the stuff that I showed you guys. So, um, that's what I'm drinking right now. Does it have crystals? No, it doesn't. But yes, I'm drinking some good Aldi coffee, and I've got my Coaster Cafe mug. Hey Riley, got this awesome Coaster Daddy shirt. I'm honestly just really happy about this. These shirts and the mugs are really good quality. Somebody ordered the socks as soon as I put the store up, and they sent me a picture of them. They're very thin socks. They look nice, but they are very thin, so be aware of that. But anyway, I think we can get into the news now. Let's see. This virus ruined it as well. I was supposed to see my favorite rapper NF live in March. Ah, that stinks. I pretty much covered everything about Candemonium in that video that I thought about it. So I think it's going to be a sleeper hit, though. I think it looks great. Um, the Folgers crystal. Wait, no, no, no. Actually, I do have some of those. I do have some of those Stanford Bridge. Um, I know what you're talking about, the instant coffee. Yeah, and they're crystals. I actually have some of those. I haven't had instant coffee for years and years because why would I drink instant coffee? Like it's just well, we wanted to make the that whipped coffee that everybody's been making lately and posting online. We wanted to make that whipped coffee. So you have to use instant coffee for that. So about a month ago, I actually got some of that Folgers, the crystal stuff, for like $5 or whatever in a little container to make that whipped coffee with. And I've had instant coffee before, way in the past, like I said, and it's not great, but it wasn't like terrible. Like it was still pretty drinkable. But this Folgers stuff is absolutely disgusting. Like that Folgers instant coffee, oh my gosh, it is so gross, so bitter. And even the whipped coffee that we made, like we had to put so much milk and stuff in it just to get it to taste decent. I mean, because the flavor has like this really like sweet and bitter flavor. I don't know. It's just ugh, it's weird. A sleeper hit. I said I think Candemonium will be a sleeper hit, which means a lot of people aren't thinking much of it right now, but when it opens, I think it could be a huge hit. So yeah, it'll blow everyone's expectations. Exactly. So all right. Well, um, let's get into our news now. Little Richard has passed away. Oh no. Wow, I didn't hear that. Wow. Little Richard passed away, huh? That's sad news. Little Richard. Oh wow, yeah. 87. Born December 5th, 1932 in Macon, Georgia, died May 9th, 2020. Oh, wow. Sad news for the music industry. Wow. Okay. Well, thanks for the heads up there. Um, okay, we're gonna start talking about news now because obviously this is Coaster Cafe. Um, it was really nice actually having a good discussion today about some coffee. Do you guys have any other coffee questions before we move on? Like, even though this is Coaster Cafe, I never really get an opportunity to like actually sit here and talk about coffee, even though it's part of the show. Usually it's just like, oh, this is the coffee I'm drinking. And then it's like, okay, let's talk about news. So it's not very exciting. Um, any other coffee things before we move on? Oh, yeah, that's surprising. Yeah. Donut shop instant coffee is bomb. I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it. I just instant coffee, like some of it is good, I'm sure, but it's like I don't know. All right, guys. Well, I think we've probably put this off long enough now. So let's get into some news here. All right. So we got do I like Duncan? I love Duncan. You wrote my name wrong on my coffee. Me man. Okay. All right. Anyway, on to the news. I'm gonna list everything off, and then at the end we can kind of discuss some of the things that we want to unpack a little bit more. So, construction is still underway for Lost Island Theme Park in Iowa. This place looks awesome, by the way. It's a 90-acre theme park. Yeah, construction is still underway for it. And it's the now confirmed home for Kanonen from Liseberg, that intimate launch coaster that Leesburg had until 2016. Kanonen is going to that new theme park in Iowa, so that's pretty awesome. Um, Sources say Conneaut Lake Park is working on adding a new game room to the Midway for 2020, and it will feature the classic Fascination game. A 42-year-old man is arrested at Disney World for camping out on the former Discovery Island attraction site. Um, let's see. A coaster, the coaster that was proposed for Dorney Park, we have some pretty positive news about that. Yeah, so of course it was put into that meeting. It was on the docket for that meeting with the city, um, and the plans were pulled down. Well, a new update from News Plus Notes confirms that the park did share the plans with a different planning commission this week, but not the one they need to get final permission. Since the park is still sharing the plans, it seems the project is still alive. They also confirmed that the pulling of the previous plans from the South Whitehall Township was because the virtual meetings they wanted wait they wanted to delay until they could get their end of things ready. Um, so all said and done, Dorney will still need to showcase these plans before South Whitehall before they can build anything. But it's good news; they are still actively presenting the plans. So that project is not canceled. Could be delayed, but is not canceled. Six Flags Over Texas, Six Flags Fiesta Texas, Six Flags Over Georgia, Six Flags St. Louis, Frontier City, and Six Flags Mexico are likely to be the first Six Flags parks to reopen. Universal Orlando started temp screening on any staff persons entering on May 1st. Six Flag is six, Six Flags is going to require reservations to enter parks. Skateboarders caused damage to Waldemir's water slides. Holiday World sets June 14th opening date. Ghost Town in the Sky being cleaned up after being closed for a very long time. It's not clear though on the future of the park. Nothing was given as far as plans in terms of the future. Dixie Landon and Baton Rouge, Louisiana appears to have removed Hot Shot and SNS Shot Tower. Candemonium is testing. Dreamland Margate in the UK is no longer planning on reopening this summer, and it's the park's 100th anniversary. Um, Walt Disney World may be set to reopen in June. Cedar Point is delaying the new ride and 150th celebration to 2021, which I think is good. I want the full celebration. Berry Marketplace at Knott's Berry Farm reopens with chicken dinner pickups. And finally, Vekoma is testing both of their new coasters at the same time at Tripsdrill in Germany, which is the new family boomerang, and the very first suspended thrill coaster, the new version of their inverted coaster with lap bars. So that's pretty awesome looking. Go check it out. Um, yeah. So what do you guys think? Um, yeah, it sucks that Margate isn't able to open on their 100th, or at least they're not opening for the summer. I don't know if there's a season beyond the summer there, but okay, CT coasters, this is where I disagree with you. I can understand like, oh, why wouldn't they just lower the capacity by 50%, 50 cent. Here's the thing. They have to control the crowd somehow. There's going to be way too many people turning up to the park really disappointed when they get there and they can't get in. And you know what? For me personally, it's like a 35 to 40-minute drive for me to get to Cedar Point. I would rather, I would rather um, be able to know I can get into the park before I drive all the way up there. So I'm all for the reservation system. As long as all of this stuff is going on, I think it's good. So I'm a fan of the reservation system. Hopefully the way they roll it out and implement it is good, but overall I think it's a good system. So um Stanford Bridge says he was going to visit Dreamland Margate some year soon. Uh They have one of the 10 oldest coasters in the world. I have to ride all 10. Yeah, I seen that. That ride looks pretty cool too. So, um, yeah. Wait, Energylandia. Yeah, I know they're getting a second. I was kind of wondering about that myself because I was thinking like I knew they were getting a new family boomerang, and I was kind of thinking like, don't they have a family boomerang? But I kind of forgot about it. But yeah, so apparently they're gonna have two. I guess I don't know. Um, yeah. Huh. And like Coaster Lovers chiming in here. He says reservation would still be better than just driving to the park, which could be hours away, just to be turned away at the front gate or security because the park is at its reduced capacity. And here's the thing, like even with the reservation system, there are still going to be people going there that don't have any clue what's going on for some reason, and they're going to be upset because they're turned away because the park might be at 50% capacity. Um But, at this point, like, that's on them. Like, if people really don't know what the heck is going on by now, they need to, like, pull their head out of somewhere and, like, take a look at what's going on. Like, those kind of people, they need to figure out the plan before they go to places like this for right now because, um, if they don't know what's going on, I mean, that's kind of on them at this point. So, overall, I think the reservation system is good. There are still going to be some upset people, but I think way less upset people because, most people will know about the reservation system, I think. So, yeah, I would like to know if like certain pass holders could get, any kind of incentives and, things like that. Hey, what's up, KBG? Good to see you, KBJ. If one's closed, the other is open. Yep. uh, you think making a reservation will be difficult? I mean, as far as I know, they haven't rolled out exactly how they're going to go about that yet. So we really don't know at this point. I'm assuming they'll probably have something like on their respective apps and like on the website. So hopefully those work all right. You know, Orion's testing right now. Hmm. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, and apparently I didn't actually look at it for myself on Kings Island's website when like all the Cedar Fair parks did those updates yesterday. But apparently Orion has not been postponed to 2021. So, if Kings Island opens up this year, Orion's going to be open apparently, which is good because at Cedar Point, um they don't got no Giga Coaster, but Snake River Expedition, is being postponed to 2021, which I get it. It's their 150th and they postponed the 150th. I think it's good they're postponing all that. So Steel Vengeance. Yeah, so and then like some of the other things. Now, one thing that I think is going under the radar, and I'm surprised none of you guys have brought this up either. Um, yeah, so the new Lost Island theme park in Iowa. Like I said, it's a new 90-acre theme park. They're still doing construction on it. And I saw on Screamscape somebody said, we've invested way too much into this already to just let it die. So it sounds like they're really trucking forward with those plans. And hopefully this is actually a successful theme park opening because we could really use an awesome new immersive theme park like this. I mean, this place looks awesome. Go look at some of the concept art. There's a video I was just watching right before this about the park, by Park Pros. Um, but yeah, they're gonna have Kanonen, that Intamin launch coaster that used to be at Liseberg in Sweden. That ride got sold after 2015, and they've been storing it ever since, to put it in this new theme park. And the Lost Island theme park is right across the street, apparently, from the Lost Island water park. Because I know a couple years ago, there were rumors going around that this water park in Iowa bought this coaster. And everybody's kind of like, this is weird. Like, what's going on? This water park bought a coaster. Well, now we know about the Lost Island theme park. But this place looks awesome. It's genuinely somewhere I really want to go. So I hope everything works out great with that park. All right, thanks, RC. Cedar Point got no Giga Coaster. Millennium Force. Am I a joke to you? Okay, let me clarify. They don't have a new Giga Coaster for 2020. Let's see. Stanford Bridge says Iowa has Adventureland and Arnold's Park, but not much else. Yeah, yeah, exactly. They don't have much, and that's another thing I was thinking. I think for that area of the country, that area could just use something like that. Um, I don't know how close it is to Adventureland and Arnold's Park. I'm not sure. It's in Waterloo. It's in Waterloo, Iowa. So yeah, so there's that, which is pretty exciting. I'm excited they're still active as far as the Dorney Park plans. Um, of course, we um, talked about reservations. There's Holiday World's June 14th opening date that they have set. Hopefully that works out well for them. I think there's potential for that plan to work out. That's still a little over a month from now. So I know they're obviously listening to their governor and everything, and hopefully things can move forward. So I did a Vortex review. Go check it out. Um, yeah, Iowa needs a theme park. Absolutely. Yeah. Have a massive summer trip booked from way back. The idea of now trying to juggle reservations for it makes me nervous. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that is nerve wracking. I haven't been planning on this for like over a month now officially, but I mean officially the plans for our June road trip have been canceled. So there's definitely 100% that trip is not happening, which like I said, I've known for over a month now it wouldn't really happen, but now it's like official. My vacation approved, and then after my vacation got approved for work, all this stuff started happening, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to make that video yet. So. Yeah, I mean, I knew it would be canceled. It's been pretty obvious for a while. Nothing new. Um, I'm in Indiana, but oddly, I'm closer to Cedar Point than Holiday World. I'm on the border of Indiana and Cedar, Ohio. Nice. Okay. Lost Island reminds me of Flamingo Land. I don't know why. Okay. Okay. I'll have to check that out and do a little comparison, some investigation there. See, imagine if Kings Island RMC the Beast, but made it into Mobius RMC coaster. Will I try that June coaster trip next year? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I'll have to see. I really don't know. Lots of things, to consider for June of next year. So my favorite Giga is Fury 325. But yeah, some of the other news things before we move on to trivia. Um, let's look at some of these other news things here, maybe real quick. Um, Yeah, candemonium. I'm sure some of you guys saw my candemonium video that I uploaded yesterday, where I the whole point of that video, I think some people might have not understood this exactly. The whole point of that video and the reason I made the video was to sort of compare Candemonium and Mako because they're so similar to one another. And then I got to investigating, like with the test footage from both rides and looking at how they ran, and then like listening to what people were saying about it. So that was just kind of like a little kind of like investigation, into the way the ride is operating and looking at it from the testing footage versus how it might actually run and comparing it to how Mako runs now. So I think some people overlook. I think some people were all right. See you, Ro. I think some people, at least one or two people, not a whole lot of people, thought that I was making a video talking about. Yeah, yeah. Stanford Bridge said it precisely. He said, I was amazed but not surprised by the comments from people not hearing your main point in that video. And honestly, that's a really common thing. Like, people just seem to not watch the video and they just they come to a conclusion like about what a video is about based on like a thumbnail and title. And even though those things in the thumbnail and title, at least for my videos, are always reflective of the video in some way, that is not that's not the video. That's like, the main point was comparing those. And then also another thing I want to point out too, there's a couple people accusing me of speeding up the footage, okay? You can go directly to the official SeaWorld pages, the official Hershey Park Facebook page. I pulled that footage directly from those pages. Nothing is sped up. Did they speed it up? I don't know. I don't think they sped it up, but I did not speed the footage up. I got it directly from those pages. So, I don't know what to tell you. If you don't like what I put up there, don't watch it. But you can go to those pages for yourself, check out the videos. Yeah, exactly. The RMC Raptors, like those things look sped up because they run so freaking fast. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to get a couple of those things off my chest because people don't act, and I know it's never going to change. Like this isn't going to change. There's still going to be um people coming on the videos and commenting about things that they don't know, without actually listening to the video. Um that's always going to be a thing on YouTube. It just is. It's part of the environment. Um but I did kind of have a little bit of an issue with people accusing me of speeding up the footage. There was like one or two people that said something about that, and it's like I got these directly from the parks. Like, what reason do I have to speed it up? So anyway, now that that's out of the way, I think you guys know what time it is. Are you guys ready? Guys ready for some trivia? Trivia, trivia, trivia. That's not that epic looking, is it? All right. Um so, first question here. I think at least this first question is fairly easy. I think a lot of you guys will probably know the answer to this. Um but just wait for me to say the question. Just wait for me to read all of it, and then we'll do the answers because a lot of you probably know this. Hey, Coaster Hour, perfect timing. All right. Um, where did Wild One at Six Flags America originally operate, and what was its name? Also, what year was it opened in its original location? All right, 20 seconds. 17, 16, 15. All right, 12 seconds left. Yeah. Yep. Paragon Park. Yep. Coaster Hour got it. Paragon Park, Giant Coaster, 1917. Very good job. Yes. Um, so I'll give you guys a link right here to Wild One at Six Flags America, and you can also look at the Paragon Park listing there. Um, yes, so Wild One um, opened at Paragon Park in Hull, Massachusetts. It operated there from 1917 through 1985 as Giant Coaster. In 1986, it opened as Wild One at Six Flags America, which at the time was known as Wild World, and later Adventure World before it became Six Flags America after 1998. So, I haven't been to Six Flags America. I don't even know if I want to go there from what I've heard, but yeah, oh, you asked that question? Nice. I honestly didn't know that. I just come up with the random questions that I think of. But anyway, I think Wild One looks pretty fun. I've heard decent things about it. I was sad yesterday to see that it did used to have, buzz bars on it, but of course they replaced it, and it looks like 2010 they replaced those trains with ones that have the individual ratcheting lap bars and the seat dividers. I don't know why. Like why? Just why? I don't know. But anyway, that's Wild One. Pretty interesting. The second question here is something slightly more obscure. I don't know if a lot of people will know this one. I'll put 30 seconds on the timer for this question. But here it goes. Pinfari produced a pretty rare inverted coaster model, and two are currently operating. There was one which operated at two different parks in France but is now defunct. What is the name of this coaster? It's the same name at both parks. And which parks did it operate? All right, 30 seconds. So, a defunct Pinfari inverted coaster that operated at two parks in France had the same name at both parks. What was the name? What parks was it located? Nope. 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 Not Giovanola Pinfari. Me. All right. Time's up. The answer is I'll put a link to it. It's called Bat Coaster. Um, Bat Coaster opened at Nigloland in 2002 and operated until 2006 at that park. It was relocated to Antibes Land and operated from 2007 to 2008. This Pinfari inverted model, dubbed an Express, featured a height of 65.6 feet, top speed of 38 miles per hour, and track length of 1,148.3 feet. It has two inversions and a rollover element. So admittedly, it's pretty cool looking, but it's probably pretty terrible too. It's a Pinfari. It has pretty not great looking over the shoulder restraints. Um, I mean, what else should I say? It definitely looks like their take on an SLC with that rollover. Yeah, the rollover is really similar to like the Sea Serpent roll on like the SLCs, like those first two inversions. So have I heard? I've heard of the inverted wacky worm. I've seen it. Yeah. Yep. All right. See you, G Money. Let's see. Stand up Giga Wacky Worm. Yeah, that is a thing, Coaster Hour. Theme Park Crazy talked about it in a couple of his videos, at least. There is some kind of inverted wacky worm out there. Can't remember what company made it. Um, I mean, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's just a basic wacky worm layout with inverted trains. So nothing too exciting. Difference between rollover and sea serpent. Rollover is made by Pinfari. That's all I got. So yeah, I wish B&M made a launching invert as well. Absolutely. Let's see. My brother's favorite coaster is a wacky worm. He's been on Boulder Dash. Oh my gosh. Mm, wow. Okay, I have to address this. But I'm just going to say I have a user and I don't have a way to get a hold of you directly, and I don't want to do it in a public forum on here. But there's a user in the comments right now whose messages have automatically been hidden by YouTube, um, who is saying some very serious things about harming himself. If those if those things are true and you're if you're really serious about those things, I please don't do that. Seek out some help. This is hard to talk about, and I see you in the in the live chat, but YouTube is actually hiding those comments, and so we can review them, and we're not going to display those here. But just know I'm thinking about you if you're really having a hard time. I understand mental health. I've dealt with a lot of mental health issues, not me personally, but a lot of people I know have very serious mental health issues, and it's definitely not something to take lightly. So if you're serious about those things that you're writing on here, you absolutely please need to go get some help. Yeah, there's many suicide prevention hotlines. Look those up on Google and please go get some help. I don't have any way to get a hold of you directly, and I'm certainly not going to do it over a public live chat like this. So if you're really, I just have to bring it up. I just can't let it go unnoticed because you've mentioned it twice. Please go get some help, okay? We're all here for you. We don't want you to do anything. I certainly love having you here and discussing things with you and having fun. Um, and I hope you feel the same way. So yeah. Stanford Bridge says, always better to talk to someone experienced in these issues. Better to talk than suffer. Absolutely. And I'm certainly no, qualified expert or anything like that. But please, go get some help. I see you writing the messages in the live chat. The messages are not going to be shown here. I'm not going to say who it was, but somebody's typing those messages and they're automatically being held by YouTube and being hidden. So that's I guess I'll end that on that right there. I don't really know how to segue from that. That's pretty dark, but had to bring it up. So please go get some help so I can see you in the next, live stream and all my videos and everything like that. I want to see you doing good. So, yeah. All right. Well, all right. So I guess we'll do a Q&A now. Sorry, I don't have any kind of segue for that. Q&A. Anybody have any kind of let's see. YouTube does not automatically hide those political spam. Well, okay, here's what happens. YouTube, sometimes they hide those, sometimes they don't. I don't know how their, you know, detection works. Sometimes that stuff is hidden automatically. A lot of things though are filtered out automatically by YouTube, and then us moderators can approve or deny them. So, you know, we can we can show or hide anything. You know, but YouTube automatically holds certain comments for review. So, if that makes any sense. That's how it works. Just, so um and some people delete their own comments after they put them on here. That happens a lot as well. So let's see. Yeah, that was very unexpected. Yeah. I want to ride Intimidator at Carowinds or Intimidator 305. I mean, they're both. I mean, I love Intimidator 305. I mean, it's one of my top 5 coasters. Intimidator, I was underwhelmed by it, but it's still good. It's a B&M Hyper, so I did prefer Diamondback myself. Um, Beast Churgers or Cirky Tanwiches. Uh, I'm gonna have to go with the Beast Churgers. I always love a good Beast Churger for sure. Have I seen Kiss Meets Phantom of the Park? Oh my gosh, I actually watched that um, when I was really young. Got like a copy of it from somebody that I knew, and I remember watching it like with my mom and dad. Um, but I was probably like 10, 11 at the time. I mean, I was really young. And it was so damn cheesy. Kiss Meets Phantom of the Park. Oh my gosh. Okay, somebody has Rings of Earth has a trivium question for Coaster Daddy only. Um, this was asked by Coaster Hour. Which coaster is the longest coaster to feature a launch? Um, this is just for Coaster Daddy only. I would say it's probably the fastest coaster in the world. Um, uh, what's it called? At the Ferrari park. My mind's blank. I know the name of it. The fastest coaster in the world, that one. I would say because that is over 6,000 feet long. So I think it's that one. Nick and Chuggets. I like Nick and Chuggets. um. Oh wow, there's a lot of comments here. I need to catch up. A couple going at it in line for Superman at Six Flags New England. Wow. Oh, Intimidator 305. Okay. Yeah, you definitely Intimidator 305. I would love to get back out there next year too and ride it again. Such a good ride. I hope RMC makes B&M type of coasters like the Wing Invert Florist, not stand up diving more. Yeah, I could see him doing some of those concepts like the Wing. Uh, yep, you can never go wrong with B&M Hyper. That's right. Is Mission Ferrari a single rail? I think it might be. It's a really intriguing ride for sure. I thought it was a Togo Giga. Thought it was a Giga. Intimidator 305, yeah. Intimidator 305 is a Giga. Mission Ferrari isn't a single rail. Oh, good to see you back. It has a very thin track over very thick spine. Okay. Really want Hershey Park to RMC Wildcat. A lot of people want that. Yeah, Formula Rosa. Thanks for reminding me. For some reason, I just couldn't think of the name. Uh, Formula Rosa is in your top 5. Nice. Looks like a fun ride. I watched a video earlier today by Canopy Coaster where he ranked. He did like a sort of coaster ranking that had that in it, and he said Formula Rosa is like the love child of Top Thrill Dragster and Millennium Force. And I'm like, that's a perfect description for it. Imagine if Fujiyama was made at Giga. Oh my gosh, that'd be awesome. Maybe. What if there's an RMC stand up Raptor? Sounds like it would hurt. Breen Geens. Imagine if Arrow didn't go back RMC style rides with arrows and versions. I don't think Cedar Point will get a new coaster until 2023. Maybe. I can maybe see that. I think they'll get a new one next year, 2022. Myself. Imagine if Fujiyama's made a gay show meetup soon. We should all meet up at Cedar Point or Kings Island. All of us wear a red shirt and black pants. I would love to do some kind of meetup at Cedar Point this year. I don't know if I'll be able to now, but I was kind of thinking about maybe doing something along those lines, like just a meetup where we could all hang out and, you know, get to meet some of you guys. So, hey, this is Rings of Earth friend. Hey, AJ, how's it going? Good to see you on here. Thanks for joining. Firmly La Rosa is correct. All right. Oh, we got Cyber Fox in here. I just wanted to be able to visit a park. Just got my Diamond Elite membership for Six Flags. Oh, you just got it. I hadn't got my Six Flags membership yet. I'm glad I didn't yet, and I put it off until closer to when I was supposed to visit because, yeah. Roosh Banan at Tivoli Gardens. It looks amazing. Looks like an awesome ride. Uh, think Mac would build more versions of their Lost Gravity style coasters. I think we'll see a couple more probably. Oh, Stanford Bridge loves Roosh Banan. Okay. Rank all the 4D coasters? Well, I haven't been on any of them, so I'm not going to rank them. An inverted Raptor. Yes, that'd be awesome. What if Matt Heafy went to Cedar Point? You know, I've often wondered if the guys from Trivium have ever like passed Cedar Point or anything, or been around the general area and like seen it, and if they know about Cedar Point. And I'm like, I wonder if they've ever stopped there. Is that weird? Because I've thought that before. Let's see. Coaster Hour says I've never even been to a meetup, but definitely would like to go to one, especially before I do my own if I decide to do it. Yeah, that's understandable. I have not been to one either. I haven't either. But I just kind of figured mine would probably be fairly small. Maybe a couple people, would show up and, you know, thought it might be kind of fun. I don't know. I was going to try it at some point this year. We'll see. I don't know. A lot of times when I go to Cedar Point, it's just last minute, like I just get up and go. So they're adding a day in 2021 for each day closed in 2020. Really? Huh. Was planning to go to Cedar Point September 1st. Hot Shot Drop Tower, nobody talking about it. Yeah. Yeah. It's gone, unfortunately. Or it looks like it is. I guess it was like removed from the park's website. So it'll probably get removed, but I don't think it's been officially removed yet. But that was just kind of like speculated news, if that makes sense, because it was removed from the website. To be fair, I did forget to mention that. Let's see. I'm pretty sure Cedar Point is going to be financially impacted from all this. They're definitely going to be. Definitely. They're probably going to farm cash for next 2 years. Yeah, I mean, everybody's impacted by this. All the chains. I mean, they're all going to be making huge changes. We're not going to be seeing. They've already reduced their budget for the coming years, so it's definitely going to have a huge impact. Cedar Point will still be getting pretty significant investment because it's Cedar Point. Like, Cedar Point and Magic Mountain, parks like that will still get pretty good investments, but um, it's definitely going to impact everybody. So, no, I haven't left North America to go to any parks yet. So, it looks awesome though. An inverted T Rex. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see the first T Rex whenever that happens. I am a new coaster enthusiast. I got into coasters on May 17th, 2019. Wow, really specific. Nice. Okay. That's awesome. How did you get into coasters? What park, what coaster, what got you into it? Let us know. I do have a platinum pass. An inverted raptor already exists. Touche. Touche. Let's see. I think a raptor would be good, not inverted, but suspended. That way it would kind of sway through the quick. Oh my gosh. That sounds nuts. I had a dream about, let's see, this is Coaster Chicken 24. He had a dream about an RMC inverted hybrid. Okay. Oh, an inverted hybrid. Oh, crap. Oh man. I had this dream where I was riding an RMC Flying Dutchman. I'm sure they would do it a lot better. Maybe RMC will do their own flying coaster. What do you guys think about that? Let's see. CyberFox says so 2021 is going to be busy. Got to get use out of those platinum pass and diamond memberships. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah. And Aero Raptor. Ouch. Those janky transitions. AJ says, I'm mad that I missed the parks when passing by them. I'm not an enthusiast. One time I passed by Ohio and missed out on Cedar Point, Kings Island, and missed out on Six Flags here in America. Yeah. What are you going to do, though? What do you think Holiday World's next coaster will be, and what year will it come? I don't think they'll get a new coaster at least for another few years. I don't know what it'll be. I think it'll be another steel coaster, but I really don't. I don't know what though. I'm not really sure. I've thought about it a lot because I'm really curious too. There's not a lot to go off though because they don't get. I wonder. I almost wonder if they spent too much money on Thunderbird. That's an awesome ride, but I wonder how well they can keep up with that investment. Because that's a $22 million ride. I mean, that's an expensive ride for any park to get. For Holiday World, I know they do very, very well, but they are still a smaller park. So I wonder how much Thunderbird hit them financially. But I think Holiday World we'll probably see a new coaster 2023, 2024, somewhere around there. Maybe it'll be some kind of family coaster. They don't have a family coaster. They have a kiddie coaster and then it jumps right up to really intense, high thrill coasters. So maybe like a dragon flyer. That would be perfect for Dollywood, actually. So that would be an awesome Steel Vengeance train. AR7 said, would it be awesome if you, Stamford Bridge, Airtime Thrills, Taylor Bybee, Theme Park Crazy, Matt Heafy, Coaster Frenzy, Jared Dines, and Phil Bozeman were on the same Steel Vengeance train? That would be pretty incredible, I gotta say. That'd be incredible. Uh, Please don't stick your phone in the toaster. That's not a good idea. um, do I see RMC building an all steel coaster that isn't a single rail? Nah. Well, they do have one actually. It's called Storm Chaser. Storm Chaser is actually um Storm Chaser is all steel. It's the only conversion that RMC has done that is all steel because Twisted Twins was a hybrid wooden coaster, so it had a steel support structure. So RMC came in, they added more steel to that structure and steel iBox track. So technically they have that already, but it's not a ground up. Um, how about a T-Rex stand-up coaster? Oh, that's any kind of stand-up just makes me cringe a little bit. Coaster Chicken says I'm a very new enthusiast as well. I became an enthusiast around July or August. Hagrid's Magical Creatures motorbike adventures got me into coasters. Nice, nice. That's a good one, I'm sure. RMC The Legend at Holiday World. No, I haven't ridden it yet. I think it looks awesome too. So, um, B&M should stay off wooden coasters. Their one creation was to wooden coaster was awful. Yeah, they've never built a wooden coaster, but they did have those trains, which are absolutely terrible. So yeah, just yeah, I'm sure they'll never build a wooden coaster anyway. Imagine if RMC retract old steel coasters into world class steel coasters, like how they retract old wood into really good coasters. Yeah, be interesting. One day I was at Cedar Point last year in May. It happened to be the same day Taylor and the Coaster Parody narrator Dakota were at the park, but I never saw them. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I was there on days like Sean from Theme Park Worldwide was there, but I didn't actually see him. So yeah, Holiday World is getting a water coaster. Personally, I wouldn't count that as a credit though. It's not really the same, you know. It's RMC should RMC Anaconda at King's Dominion. Yeah. That's a very middling ride in my opinion. What if Coaster Frenzy saw I-305 get demolished? Oh man. We'll see. Jared Dines is great. Yeah, I saw Jared Dines live with Trivium because I saw Trivium live in 2018 and they actually brought him out on stage. It was the first date of that tour, but they actually had him follow them on tour the rest of the time. But yeah, he came out on stage and played a couple songs with them. It was pretty awesome. So, but yeah, Jared Dines has some good stuff. Uh, I'm terrified of Gigas and Stratas. That's normal, you know. They're very intimidating rides. I would say just go for it. They're really good rides. So, my favorite hyper coaster that I've been on, Steel Vengeance. uh, Legend is super rough and almost unbearable. I've heard that quite a bit actually. So you're not the only one. Yeah, B&M doesn't take huge risks for sure. Like not huge risks, you know. They step a little bit outside their comfort zone every now and then, but they're also all about the safety, which is great. So, talk to Taylor, he seems nice. All right. Yeah, he seems like a nice guy. Favorite Giga Fury 325. Let's see. Cyberfox's favorite hyper is Magnum XL 200. All right, yes. Yeah, one of my favorites too. Um love Magnum. So, yeah, Holiday World's the water coaster capital of the world. Absolutely. Coaster Jaguar became an enthusiast 2016 when he visited Carowinds, rode Fury for the first time, had always been interested in coasters before that point, but that's the day that pushed him over the edge. All right, that's an awesome one to get you into coasters for sure. That's awesome. Remember Schechter the ride. Oh yeah. In my most recent video, I said I'd only been on two B&M hypers. I've only been on two B&M hypers, but I've been on many other hypers. Phantom's Revenge, Magnum, Steel Vengeance. Yeah, I've been on quite a few hypers besides the two B&M hypers I've been on. So even like Valraven, you know, is a hyper dive coaster. I guess Wicked Twister is a hyper coaster too. It's a hyper impulse. I mean, yeah, a redo of Shoot the Rapids. That ride just looked absolutely boring. I know Brandon was on that Cyberfox. I know Brandon went on Shoot the Rapids, and he said it did nothing. I never got to Cedar Point while that was there, so yeah, I heard all about the surf coaster. I've actually done a video about that in the past. Let's see. Christian Moss only ridden two hypers, the big one and Silver Star. Always loved them both. Nice. Okay. Yeah. I think the big one looks like a fun ride, even though it doesn't have the crazy airtime like Magnum. I think it looks like a pretty fun ride, and Silver Star looks great. I mean, Silver Star looks awesome. So I've heard some good things about that recently, even though typically in the past people have hated on it. But yeah. Son of Beast was a hyper. Yes, yep, absolutely it was. Hyper wooden coaster. It was a huge mistake. It was a huge mistake too. Awful manufacturer. Problems from the start. Nothing but problems. Yeah, B&M clamshells are awesome. Let's see. What would your dream coaster train me? All the people are right. I don't know. I'd have to think about that. Most hilarious GP phrases I've heard. That wooden coasters aren't as safe. I've heard, you know, Wicked Twister came off the top, which isn't even possible. Mm, I don't know. I don't have a lot of really good ones that I just can automatically go to in my head. I mean, I've heard people say things and I just kind of like roll my eyes like, "Oh my gosh," but maybe I'll think of some, I don't know. I haven't ridden Desperado. I would love to ride it though, but I'll probably never get a chance before it's removed. Um, Home park is Liseberg. Nice. Haven't ridden a Giga or Hyper, maybe not even a Mega Coaster. Liseberg looks like an amazing park though. You have a really good collection of coasters there. So Gingy Snap says Vortex at Kings Island got me into coasters. All right, nice. Coaster Hour became an enthusiast from a visit in 2013 to Knott's. Was also obsessed with Full Throttle animation videos. All right, cool. Cool. Yeah, Full Throttle looks awesome, actually. Coaster Studios video about his 5-year plan. Yeah, I saw that. Was it really? I wait. Man, I can't even. I'm sorry, guys. I can't keep up with all these comments. I'm just like, it's confusing looking at all of them because they keep moving, and then I lose the one that I'm reading. I really don't like this how this chat is set up. I always have a problem with this. Yeah, I kind of get it, Coaster Lover. Coaster Lover 2001 says, in my opinion, a coaster isn't a hyper if it isn't classified as such. Therefore, I don't consider Wicked Twister or Valraven to be a hyper because they're not classified as a hyper. And if I'm ranking hyper coasters I've ridden, I wouldn't put like Wicked Twister or Valraven on that list because they are, even though they're hyper classified height categories, they're really a totally different animal. It's just kind of one of those sort of contradictory things that us enthusiasts, it makes sense to us for some reason, even though it really doesn't make sense. I don't know. But yeah, I wouldn't count those in like, say, for instance, if I did like my favorite hyper coasters I've ridden, or if I ranked every hyper coaster I've ridden, I wouldn't put those in there. I would put Steel Vengeance. Steel Vengeance, though, is even though it's not a traditional hyper in any way, like it's still a hyper. And it doesn't make any sense, but that's just how enthusiasts look at it, and it makes sense to us for some reason. I don't know. Should I keep Airtime Entertainment? Well, you told me you were set on that name, so I don't know. It sounds like you're questioning it. Should you maybe reconsider it? I don't know. I mean, do you like the name? Coaster Hour says I witnessed one guy at a park leave the line of Montezuma's Revenge. Once he saw it, only had lap bars, and the ride had a loop. I think he thought he was riding Jaguar. Definitely wasn't Jaguar. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. What coaster enthusiast lives closest to me? Well, if you're talking about coaster YouTubers, I think Coaster Guy 101 probably. He lives in Sandusky. Probably him. Tony, yeah, he works at Cedar Point. Cash register says someone claimed that they got an eye eating parasite off a water ride at Kennywood. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's disturbing. Yeah, I don't know. There's also another very disturbing story about something that happened at that old log jammer ride at Kennywood. Um, I won't talk about it here, but you can look it up and read articles about it. It's pretty disturbing. So it's not that, but it's something that actually definitely did happen. 2017. GP quote: They don't run King Ka and Zumanjaro because once Zumanjaro hit King Ka track. Oh my gosh, the stuff they come up with. What is my bucket list coaster? Mine's El Toro as well. That's my number one bucket list coaster. I was supposed to be riding it in a month, and that is not happening now. I have not been on New Texas Giant. Haven't even been to Texas. Uh, Stop talking so he can catch up, guys. Yes, please. I heard a GP say you have a 50% chance of dying. Oh my gosh. That's what is the most boring coaster I've been on? The most boring, like Major, like, huge coaster I've been on probably is Valraven. I don't know. It's not the most boring coaster I've been on. I mean, it's still fairly fun, you know? Still a pretty fun ride. Does Gatekeeper have a steep drop? I mean, yeah, you know, it has the wing over, you know, so you go upside down. Cyberfox says, "Love the Beast." Absolutely, I do as well. One of my favorites. It's in my, like, top 20. It's in my top 20, so see, AJ says, "I told you my coaster story, but you did not see it. May 17th, 2019 was a school trip to Hershey, and my friends made me ride coasters. I liked them, became an enthusiast." All right, awesome. Nice, simple. That Hershey's a great park to get into coasters with. So my only other coaster I rode before that was a Wacky Worm. That's a huge step up. Yeah. Let's see. I heard a GP say if the coaster has a short drop, it's a bad coaster. That is like so GP. Yeah. How do you tell what is not stapling and also what is safe? I don't refer to the ride ops, you know. Just I mean it's just you're not smushed in there, but you have a little bit of room to move around, but it's also pretty much all the way down. That's the best I can describe it, I guess. Um yeah, there are a lot of people on here, guys. Yeah, which is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome to see. So RCDB calls Fury 325 a hyper. Well, that's because it's the hypercoaster model by B&M. It's the same exact model as Behemoth, Diamondback, Intimidator, etc. So it's a hyper model by B&M. So, but it's the height classification, you know, makes it a giga coaster in terms of height. So, Coaster Hour says airtime entertainment sounds good. All right, got a vote there. Steel Winds classify as a hyper hybrid, so I consider it a hyper, although not a traditional hyper. Yeah, it's definitely not a traditional one, so um, which is great. Cyberfox says, "Wonder if there's any coasters with a loop and buzz bars." I don't think so, not that I know of. And buzz bar meaning like just a single one position lap bar. Do I think X2 will get retracked with SNS's track and trains that Ejaneka have? No, I don't think so. It definitely won't get retracked. Maybe at some point it'll get. I think it would be good with the new SNS trains. I think that would be a good thing. I know it'd probably reduce the capacity because those trains are short on Ajaneka, but maybe they could make them longer and still have it operate better. I think that would be good. So, let's see. One time got off King Ka, got off King Ka, and there was this guy, and he was like, "Did we just go upside down?" Some kind of B&M probably. Fury. I'm gonna have to say Fury. Oh, what state has the most unique coaster? Oh man, that's I don't know. Six Flags over Texas, my home park. You should come down when this thing is over. I'd like to get to Six Flags over Texas eventually. Absolutely. If X2 got completely redone by SNS, which would be too expensive, I'd literally be so hyped. I take that over a Giga or a Mach Hyper. Okay, wow. Wow, that's bold, but that's awesome, yeah. I think it would be good if it got redone, you know, to make it'd probably make it a lot better based on what I've heard. Yeah, people wonder why Incredicoaster has over the shoulder restraints. That's funny. Well, Coaster Jaguar says, "With Dollywood as my home park, I can't tell you how many times I've heard GP claim lightning rod goes upside down, and it annoys me so much." Oh my gosh, why do people think it goes? Well, maybe it's partly due to the marketing, because they market that final turn as a non-inverting half loop. So they do say non-inverting, but the fact that it has the word loop, it probably throws some GP into like this state of confusion. I don't know. I'm sure that's not the sole reason, but top thriller Millennium. AR7 says how I'd rank massive 4D coasters: 3 Dynaconda, 2X2, 1 Asian Aka. Um, that sounds like it could be accurate. Yeah. I think Dynaconda could potentially. I mean, there's only 3 of them, so there's only so many ways you can rank it, but I feel like Dynaconda might actually be a little better next to. I don't know. I haven't ridden them, so I've heard people claim Millennium Force goes upside down. Oh my god. Funny about Millennium Force, I realized that the park sort of markets that first overbank turn after the drop as a half corkscrew. Has anybody else seen that? They market it as a half corkscrew. I actually saw that on like a mug or something in the park last year. Or it was a shirt that had a bunch of the elements of the ride. And it said a half corkscrew. Oh man. One thing I forgot to mention in my most recent video, now that we're talking about like inversions and people thinking they go upside down, um, Candemonium, that turnaround, like the angle that thing is at is so steep. Like it is really, really overbanked. Um, like it almost goes upside down, I feel like. Has anybody else noticed that? Those dangling coasters, dangling coasters. My grandma said her favorite coaster at Cedar Point was the Wild Mouse. Nice. Coaster Chicken, Frontier City's my home park. Can't travel on my own, so help. Oh man. At least Frontier City looks like a fairly decent park anyway. Heard someone say the bat goes upside down. Oh man. But yeah, that turnaround on Candemonium, like that is overbanked so steeply. I mean, the like it almost looks like an inversion, honestly. Like I know it's not an inversion, but it kind of looks like one. Yeah, who's ridden Mako trimless? Somebody commented on that video and said they had ridden it trimless actually several times. Oh yeah, that's right. Bat at Canada's Wonderland does go upside down. I was assuming they were talking about the one at Kings Island. So, but yeah, that's a good question. Which one? Yeah. Thanks for pointing that out, coaster lover. Um, Coaster, yeah, the hammerhead. Sorry, I'm not intentionally skipping your comments. I didn't see your comment until you said that. So, but yeah, the hammerhead turnaround. Yes, it's hard to keep up with all these comments, guys. I don't even see all of them. So I don't even see all the comments. Kings Island bat. Okay. I figured that's what you're talking about. Thanks for the clarification. Chaos says, I heard someone say that Raging Bull does not go upside down, so it is the worst ride in the park. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Cash Register says Raptor is my favorite invert. My number 4 at Cedar Point. That's very respectable. I mean, Raptor is an amazing ride. I can definitely see that. Um, Coast Chicken says Frontier City's a nice park. It doesn't feel like a Six Flags park though. Yeah, it definitely doesn't look like a Six Flags park. Obviously it doesn't have the name attached to it either. So, see, Trimless Raptor is my favorite trimless ride. So intense. I still need to experience that. I want to feel that so bad. Um, Cyberfox says, can't wait to hear the GP commenting on Orion's 90-degree hill. Yeah, that's probably going to happen. The park never officially did release exactly how steep that drop is. But I mean, obviously, it's like somewhere probably like 85 degrees or so, somewhere around that range. It's pretty close to vertical, but I mean, pretty obviously not straight down. So, yeah, Voyage Trimless looks so good. See, the Midcourse and Raptor During my ride, barely slowed the train down. I was not ready for that transition. Yeah, it really doesn't slow it down a whole lot typically. Um, yeah, but that's Raptor has some crazy maneuvers. Yeah, really intense maneuvers in that second half. Steel Force at Dorney is very underrated. I've heard that from a few people. I can't wait to get to Dorney eventually. With Steel Vengeance and Lightning Rod combined, be pretty awesome. Matthias says I heard GP say that Baldart Liseberg is unsafe and it was built to feel like you were gonna die. Oh my gosh, that's like those are like the smoothest wood coasters too. Those are intimate free prefabs. Oh my gosh. I got a ride on Mako, the first trim very late, and the mid course pretty much completely off. Okay, nice. Maverick 114, thank you. Let's see. G Money says when I get out of high school, my brother and I are gonna book it to Holiday World for Hollywood Nights. Then we're gonna head up Kentucky Kingdom. Good plan, good plan. Um Genji Snap says I've heard someone say that steel curtain doesn't go upside down. I hope they were trolling, really. Coaster Lover, I've also heard great things about Magnum. Magnum Trimless is absolutely incredible. Coast Chicken, I've not keeping keys to Kingdom News. I've ridden Steel Vengeance Trimless many times. Actually, it's pretty awesome. Trims don't really affect it though. What would be the heaviest genre of music? Grindcore. Yeah, I love Pipe Scream. LOL, it's a great cool down ride. Yeah, Pipe Scream is fun in my opinion. Um, a little too long, I think, but it's really fun. Cash Register says, I think Orion is steeper than Fury. I think it is as well. Stanford Bridge says, enthusiasts know that a coaster can be insanely intense without inversions, yet whenever I hear someone new to coasters in line nervously ask about the coaster, it's always the same question. Does it go upside down? Yeah, absolutely. And it's so frustrating because it's like, I've heard of people that Angelo Giles was telling a story where his sister, I think, or a sister, I think, was she had been on Intimidator 305 many times, but she had never been on a coaster with an inversion because she was scared to go upside down. It's like, oh my god. Um, I think Kentucky Kingdom, Holiday World are two parks that are most friendly and enthusiasts. I absolutely agree. Coaster Hours, Skyrush, and Rail Blazer are the only rides I've ridden that literally feel like they're trying to kill you. I could see that. Yeah. Got a Zen ride on Pipe Scream. Nice. Do I listen to Pink Floyd? Not really, but Pink Floyd is very good. So thoughts about brownies? They're amazing. Was me versions for a long time. Yeah. Excuse me. It's understandable, because as a person new to coasters, like going upside down, I mean, that's like totally different and it's very intimidating looking. I can understand that. Let's see. AJ says I have a friend that has Kings Island as his home park. He was going this year, but got canceled, I think. They're still planning on opening this year sometime. Let's see. Sticking to Airtime Entertainment officially, I like the name, can stick with it for a while. All right. But think of a name that you can't just stick with for a while. Think of something you can stick with forever. Okay. Not for a while. You need a name you can stick with forever. That's my advice. So I would not do that. No. About waiting in line. No. I'm very bored and best things happen this week. I'm testing. Pipe Scream, what an amazing roller coaster. Yeah. Zen Ride, where you get to ride all by yourself on a train. The only Zen Ride I got was on Wicked Twister once, all the way in the back. I don't know what manufacturer has the same name as a country. Oh. Yeah, each side of Power Tower, both very different. I prefer the side that takes you up slow and launches you downwards. That's my favorite side. Yeah, I've been on Disaster Transport many times. It was really fun. It was a fun ride. So I don't particularly miss it that much. I wish I could get like another ride or two on it, but it was a very fun ride. Yeah. I think Wildcat was really fun too. Uh, I had Zen rides on Bubbles the Coaster, a proud moment. Nice. Coaster R, I don't think I've ever gotten a Zen ride. Got close on Woodstock Express at Cedar Point. Oh, okay. Togo. Okay. My mom and I were the only two riders on Diamondback. We're the first riders of the day on that coaster a few years ago. Does that count as Zen ride? Yeah, sure. We'll count it. Yeah. Kings Island is not open yet. No, no. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna end this stream here. We've covered a lot today. And thank you guys all so much for joining. I mean, I'm bombarded with questions in the chat. It's really hard to keep up with everything, but I do appreciate all of you guys showing up here. You guys make the show a lot of fun. Um, so I'll see you guys, on the next live stream, whenever that might be. I'll probably do another one at some point. I'm sure I will, in between this and the next Coaster Cafe. But yeah, you guys take care as well. You guys also stay safe. And once again, just thanks so much for joining. And I'll see you guys next Saturday for episode 19 of Coaster Cafe. So take it easy, guys.